Now it's time for the Sport Report. We cover all of the news and the results from the night before in the sports world. Become an expert on sports in under 15 minutes. Today, Chandler with Sports covers the MLB games from yesterday.
Hey TJ, what's going on? I'm Chandler. Hey TJ, what's going on? I'm Chandler and this is Tiger Beat Sports. And I'm Chandler and this is Tiger Beat Sports.
Welcome to a special edition of this all-crazy sports newscast.
Hey everybody, I'm Chandler with Sports and this is the Sport Report.
Chandler with Sports is how he wants to go. With is his middle name, Sports his last name.
I want to get you out the door with every result from every league in under 15 minutes so that you're more informed about what's going on in the world of sports. With that in mind, here we go. Hit it, Blaze.
This is the Sport Report.
Sunday, September 15th, 2019. Hey everybody, I'm Chandler with Sports and this is the Sport Report. Before we jump into the results from yesterday, let's catch up on the top story of the night. This is top of the order.
Auburn's going to win the football game. He ran the missed field goal back. He ran it back 109 yards. They're not going to keep him off the field tonight. Holy cow. Auburn wins. Auburn has won the Iron Bowl.
I don't believe what I just saw.
This is top of the order.
Our top story comes from the east coast of England. Carrow Road, Norwich. Norwich City 3, Manchester City 2. Norwich City are newly promoted from the Championship, the second division of England, and they had a squad that was dealing with a lot of injuries. They went up against the defending English champions Manchester City, the two-time defending champions of England, and Manchester City did not show up, simply put. Norwich went out to a 3-1 lead in the second half, thanks to Temu Pukki's goal in the 50th minute, along with two other goals in the first half. Manchester City got one back just before the halftime whistle, then they got one back in the 88th minute, but they tried and tried and tried again, and they could not convert that third goal in this match. It is the largest upset in terms of odds for Norwich City over Manchester City. Norwich City were plus 1,800. Those are the largest odds any team has ever overcome in the Premier League, dating back 15 years. Aside from Norwich City versus Manchester City, there were other Premier League matches and football matches around the world. Let's get to it.
Ibrahimovic, it's lovely from Zlatan, it's fantastic! Oh, he's still got it, rolling back the years!
Remember the name, Wayne Rooney. Time to run, Antonel's out, Rooney, oh, it's under it!
This is Off the Post, where we cover all of the news and results from the European big leagues and Major League Soccer.
In the rest of the Premier League at Anfield, Liverpool 3, Newcastle United 1, Brighton of Albion 1, Burnley 1, Manchester United 1, Leicester City 0, Sheffield United 0, Southampton 1, Tottenham Hotspur 4, Crystal Palace 0, Wolves 2, Chelsea 5. For other results around Europe, in France in Ligue 1, Paris Saint-Germain 1, Strasbourg 0. In Bundesliga, Augsburg 2, Eintracht Frankfurt 1, Borussia Dortmund 4, Bayer Leverkusen 0, Red Bull Leipzig 1, Bayern Munich 1. In Italy, Fiorentina 0, Juventus 0, Napoli 2, Sampdoria 0, Inter Milan 1, Udine 0. In Spain, Real Madrid 3, Levante 2, Barcelona 5, Valencia 2, Real Sociedad 2, Atletico Madrid 0. In Major League Soccer, NYCFC 2, San Jose Earthquakes 1, Chicago Fire 4, FC Dallas 0, Atlanta United 1, Columbus Crew 3, Montreal Impact 0, FC Cincinnati 1, Orlando City 3, New England Revolution 3, Philadelphia Union 1, LAFC 1, Vancouver Whitecaps 2, Houston Dynamo 1. That covers the football world. To football now, college football that is. 3 ranked teams went down in the college football world. Number 18, Michigan State led Arizona State 7-3. Arizona State then scored a touchdown to make it 10-7 late in the fourth. Michigan State had missed 2 field goals earlier in the game, and their kicker made a field goal to tie it at 10 with 6 seconds to go in the fourth quarter. Except Michigan State had 12 players on the field, negating the field goal. They reattempted the field goal and missed. Arizona State 10, Michigan State 7. Number 21, Maryland fell to Temple 20-17. The Terps had a chance on the Temple one late in the game to score the touchdown and take the lead late, but they could not do so, and they fall by 3. Number 24, USC led BYU in a back-and-forth game. They went to overtime. BYU kicked a field goal. Then USC threw an interception on their first possession in an OT. Cougars win by 3. BYU beat Tennessee at Tennessee in Knoxville in overtime last week, and then they defeat USC at home at BYU in overtime yesterday. Aside from those 3 ranked teams losing, no other ranked teams lost if they were ranked in the AP Top 25. One other notable result: for the first time since 1958, the Air Force Academy defeats the Colorado Buffaloes. They win 30-23 in overtime in Boulder. Last week, CU defeated Nebraska in overtime in Boulder, but it was not meant to be this time against a service academy. Falcons by 7. That covers football and football. Let's head to Major League Baseball.
Derek Jeter with one of the most unbelievable plays you will ever see by a shortstop.
Ortiz into deep right field. Back is Sheffield. We'll see you later tonight.
Someday the Chicago Cubs are going to be in the World Series.
Now from Major League Baseball.
The MLB lineup from yesterday includes 16 games.
A day-night doubleheader between the Cleveland Indians and the Minnesota Twins in Cleveland resulted in a 2-0 win for the Minnesota Twins and a 9-5 win for the Minnesota Twins. Jorge Polanco hit a home run, his 22nd of the year in the first game, gave the Twins the win, as Mike Clevenger fell to 11-3 with a 2.68 ERA for the Indians. In the second game, it was Miguel Sano who hit a grand salami in the top half of the 8th to put the Twins up, and the Twins scored 5 in the top half of the 8th to win by 4. New York Yankees 13, Toronto Blue Jays 3. James Paxton is 14-6 with a 3.88 ERA on the season for the Yankees, who hit 5 homers in this one. In 12 innings, Detroit Tigers 8, Baltimore Orioles 4. The Orioles scored 1 run in the top half of the 12th, then the Tigers tied the game in the bottom half of the 12th and hit a walk-off grand slam in extra innings for the first time since 1953. It was John Hicks's 12th homer of the year, this one to left center field, to clear the Ducks off the pond and give the Tigers a much-needed victory, handing the Orioles their 100th loss of the season. New York Mets 3, LA Dodgers 0. Both teams had 3 hits in this game. Seth Lugo improves to 6-3 for the Mets as they scored all 3 of their runs in the bottom half of the 8th inning. Joe Kelly falls to 5-4 for the Dodgers. Milwaukee Brewers 5, St. Louis Cardinals 2. Jordan Lyles improves to 11-8 on the season for the Brew Crew. Jack Flaherty falls to 10-8 with a 3.05 ERA for the Cardinals. Houston Astros 6, Kansas City Royals 1. Zach Greinke gets a victory against his former team. He now has a victory against all 30 major league teams. He and Max Scherzer are the only active pitchers to have done it. They are the 18th and 19th players to have ever accomplished the feat. Greinke's now 16-5 with a 2.95 ERA on the season for the Astros. Mike Montgomery falls to 3-9 for the Royals. Oakland Athletics 8, Texas Rangers 6. Mike Minor falls to 13-9 with a 3.33 ERA for the Rangers as Liam Hendricks gets his 22nd save of the year for Oakland. Arizona Diamondbacks 1, Cincinnati Reds 0. The Reds only had 3 hits on the evening. The Diamondbacks had 1 hit, and it was a sac fly in the bottom half of the 3rd inning. Jared Dyson scored Nick Ahmed, and the Diamondbacks, for the first time in franchise history, win a game with 1 or fewer hits. The 4 combined hits in this game are the fewest amount of hits in a Major League game this season. Miami Marlins 4, San Francisco Giants 2. Miami scored all 4 of their runs between the 7th and 8th innings. San Francisco scored their lone 2 runs in the bottom half of the 7th. Tampa Bay Rays 3, LA Angels 1. Trevor Richards improves to 6-12 for the Rays. Jaime Barria falls to 4-9 for the Angels. Emilio Pagan gets his 20th save of the year for Tampa. In 10 innings, Seattle Mariners 2, Chicago White Sox 1. Omar Narvaez hit a walk-off home run in the bottom of the 10th for the Mariners. Boston Red Sox 2, Philadelphia Phillies 1. Matt Barnes improves to 5-4 on the season for the Red Sox. Andrew Benintendi hit a sac fly in the top half of the 9th to give the winning run to the Red Sox. Brendan Workman gets his 13th save of the season for Boston, as Hector Neris falls to 3-6 for the Phillies. Colorado Rockies 11, San Diego Padres 10. The Rockies nearly blew a 6-run lead in this one as the Padres scored 5 in the top half of the 8th. Daniel Murphy had 4 hits and 4 RBI in this game for Colorado. Peter Lambert improves to 3-6 on the season for the Rockies. Eric Lauer falls to 8-9 for the Padres. And in the final game of the night, Chicago Cubs 14, Pittsburgh Pirates 1. Nick Herner hit his second homer in 2 games for the Chicago Cubs, as the Cubbies have scored 14 or more runs in back-to-back games for the 3rd time since 1945. Kyle Hendricks improves to 11-9 with a 3.26 on the season for Chicago. That's the Sport Report for Sunday, September 15th, 2019.
For now, I'm Chandler.
Thanks for tuning into the Sport Report today. We'll be back tomorrow with the latest in sports. In the words of Joe Buck, who is a commentator for Fox Sports,
We will see you tomorrow night.
So let it be written, so let it be done. See you next time on The Sport Report.
Do you want to contact Chandler with sports, have thoughts on sports, or questions about advertising on the Sport Report? Find us on Twitter or Instagram at Sport Report CWS for either social media site.
This podcast is copyrighted by the Sport Report for viewers to understand sports from a news reporting basis. Any other use of this podcast, Sport Report logos, or anything associated with this podcast without the express written consent of Chandler with Sports is strictly prohibited.